Dairy farmer in India never makes money. It's a cash flow system for him. He thinks he's making money because it doesn't count his labor. It doesn't count his son's labor. It doesn't count his wife's labor. If you feed 100 kgs of feed to a cow versus 100 kgs of feed to a buffalo, buffalo has got 2 to 3%, sometimes 5% better efficient digestion capability.
Yeah.
That's the only difference between both of them. We stretched the technology aspect, stretched the economic aspect, forgot the ecology, forgot the diversity. That's a fundamental problem of farming in the country today. The reality is the farmer doesn't have money. The question is, how are we trying to solve? We are trying to solve it by doing cash transfers, by subsidies, but not by solving the root cause of that problem. Consumers should come forward and holistically support farming, and they should start questioning, where is my food coming from? Who is producing it? At what cost it was produced? How it was produced? How profitable that production is? Consumers should ask these questions. Once you start asking these questions, companies will fall in line.
Hi, this is Siddharth Aluwalia and welcome to The Neon Show. This episode's guest has goals of enabling rural entrepreneurship and wealth creation among small and marginalized farmers. He's previously spent 13 years in Wipro Technologies. Today, he's the co-founder of India's first organic milk company. It's my pleasure to welcome Akshayakalpa's Shashi Kumar on The Neon Show. I would also like to thank the sponsors, Prime Venture Partners, for sponsoring The Neon Show. Hope you enjoy. I'm so excited to start a conversation. For my first set, I want to go back to your childhood. So if you can recall your childhood memories that shaped who you are today, what would those be?
See, it's a very typical rural childhood, okay? The moment a boy or a girl is born, so in a farming family, I was born into a very good farming family. We had a very good land holdings. I think I went through a similar journey like any other kid in India. My father told day one, okay, you should never get into farming.
And why was that? Why did your father tell you?
No, see, they're saying very...
a lawyer's son is a lawyer, a doctor's son is a doctor, an engineer's son is an engineer. Why not a farmer want his son to become a farmer?
So in my father's case, it was very straightforward, okay? He has seen some of the most horrible...
And your grandfather was also a farmer?
Farmer, yes. My grandfather was an amazing farmer. And my father has seen worst of farming. And he has become a lot of debts. And he couldn't repay. He couldn't even give proper education to children. All the things he has seen, okay? Then, of course, he decided I should never get into farming.
How old were you when he told that?
So I remember it's a 5-6 years, okay, young age. Okay.
You were very small.
No, very, very small. I remember very well, very, very well I remember. His mandate is very simple. Okay. Maybe when I become around 14, 15 years of age, then he discovered problem, got quite good in math. His only mandate for me was physics, chemistry, mathematics and biology. You have to score 100 out of 100. That's it. That's the only mandate, okay? Nothing else. Okay?
And he was very clear with you from age of 4.
Very clear. Yeah, my son should become an engineer.
And back then you didn't even know what physics was.
So my father wanted me to be an engineer because he has seen a lot of engineers in Bangalore, okay, and leading good life. And he has seen his own life, and he never thought his son, okay, would ever become a, let me say, farmer who can earn decent money.
Yeah.
Okay. As simple as that. That's my first remembrance of childhood. That is again saying it's not much different at all from any other child born in farming families.
And in India, a population of 1.4 billion, 140 crores, 70% of the kids are born in farming families.
Yes.
Which is almost like, you can say 100 crores population isn't a farming family.
Yes. See.
And no one wants their kid to become farmers.
I think that's a matter of fact. Okay. And rightly or wrongly, most of our, things happening in the country right now encourages people not to be farmers. Our policies, okay, the way we say, for example, I live in Tiptur. It's a very, very small town, around 150 kilometers from here, okay. in the middle of a lot of villages. And a lot of capacity building programs do happen. This is sponsored by Skill Commission of India. It is basically taxpayers' money gets invested to capacity build. Very good initiative.
What is capacity building?
Capacity, for example, if you are a rural person, I'll come and teach you something, or I'll enable you to learn something.
Maybe it's like computers to teach.
That's exactly what's happening. How to become a good call center agent.
Yeah.
How to become a good copy typewriter. How to become a good computer operator.
Vocational training that can land you a 10,000 rupees job in a
job,
city.
the 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 or 25,000,
Yeah.
I never seen a program coming to my village and saying, you're doing farming, let us do farming.
Yeah.
Why? Because government also understands farming, is not viable. So we need to give, something else for people to earn, This government's mandate, to get people to earn something, They're doing their bit, but definitely not on the farming part.
To sustain a population of 1.4 billion, right, and you already have 70% of your population in agriculture, why is it so hard for government to make agriculture profitable for farmers? Every year, farmer deaths are a center point. Farmer immolating themselves in Maharashtra, in some parts of India. Why is not that a focus to make farming profitable for farmers?
So Siddharth, the problem is a little bit deeper. It's the question what you're asking is a fair question. But the problem is very, very deep. Fundamentally, the farmer is grappling with a lot of things not under his control.
Yeah.
Rain is not under his control. Soil is not under control. Pests are not under control. Market is not under his control. So, in the middle of things not under his control, how we can become a successful?
Yeah.
So, what government has, very good programs, for subsidizing most of the things. For example, we do a lot of input subsidies.
Yeah.
Like, for example, manure gets subsidized. And also we do a lot of cash transfers, to farmers. It's amazing initiatives, I believe, that is making farming more unviable.
More dependent.
More dependent, on subsidies are required to a certain extent and a livelihood stage. But beyond that, what? How do you shield farmer from, some of the vagaries? Simple example, in India, you can't sign a forward contract with farmer and get it honored. It is not possible.
Yeah.
So now how do you expect to shield him from market problems? Farmers don't understand forward contract is a right way of going forward.
Yeah.
But
forward contract is farmer gives the rights to his produce to somebody else for 3 years. Few years in
it's
future.
not like that. No, I'm saying, let me say you are a company.
Yeah.
I'm a farmer. You come and say to me, hey, you know what? You grow me potato for next 3 months at this price.
Yeah.
I'm shielding that price for you now.
Yeah.
Irrespective of what market happens, I'll pay you. That's a forward contract. We can't enforce that one in India.
Why?
Impossible. No, that's how the structures are. That's how the systems are.
And if farming was so unviable, and it was so unviable always, why did we become a farming nation in the first place? Because it has to be viable at some point in history in India.
Yes. So the answer is yes. If you just go, when population was less, we were around 33 crores population.
How many years ago? Let's say?
So it's just around 75, 80 years back.
Around independence.
Yeah, just before Second World War. We were around 30 crore population.
Yeah.
And we were you leave out some of the famines we went through.
Yeah.
Which was beyond our control. In early 90s. Or early 1900s or 1870s. So some famines we went through. If you just leave out, it was a fairly self-sufficient system. But what did we do? What changed this entire outlook? The entire outlook changed the way we do farming. So we started, see in a farming, we as a development workers, for example, I consider myself as a development worker, There are 4 quadrants to any farming, One is a technology. Other thing is ecology.
Yeah.
Okay. Third one is, okay, your economics. The fourth one is diversity.
Okay.
If these four are not balanced in a farming ecosystem, farming collapses.
What are these four? Can you go into?
Well, for example, if you say technology, okay, what is technology? We give very good chemical manure.
Yeah.
It's a tech. We give a lot of tractors.
Yeah.
It is tech. Okay, I'm just giving
Yes.
very simple examples. Okay, and farmer needs to make money. That's the economics.
Yeah.
But ecology aspects. When you, let me say, simple example I'll give you, ecology example. If you do a backyard poultry,
Yeah.
there are two aspects to it. One is the egg, which is protein source.
Yeah.
Meat, okay, it's a protein source. Chicken manure, nitrogen source.
Okay.
You got it. So chicken manure is going to the soil and building your soil nitrogen to grow the next crop.
Okay.
Similar thing with dairy. Dairy gives a regular income. Okay. And what happens? Okay, the dung. You can build a soil around that. So these are ecological aspects of farming.
Yeah.
We forgot that.
And why? How did we forget it?
Then I'll give you a simple example. In our area where we operate, Tiptur, okay. When 2010 we, like mad people, we got out of Wipro and we told we'll change the world. First thing we did was we did a baseline survey of Tiptur belt, coconut, what's happening.
Yeah.
It's a big copra belt, sweet copra belt
Yeah.
in India. And when we surveyed, okay, what the revelation is very damning. Coconut tree was producing 55 nuts per tree per annum.
Okay.
That was the survey data. Government data exactly matches with that. Then we were extremely curious what it was 100 years back.
Yeah.
100 years back, 1903 and 1905, there are two British Day surveys pegged the coconut yield in that area at 185 nuts per tree per annum. So what happened in 100 years? So to your question, this is what happened. We economized everything. Other quadrant I was mentioning, we sold the coconut, we sold the coir pith, we sold the leaf fronds, we sold everything and economized. But diversity of managing soil, we forgot. We didn't take care of the soil. In 100 years of farming, a coconut tree which was yielding 185 nuts per tree per annum, at an average, we have brought it down to 55 nuts. That is our contribution of farming. Ecological dimension is forgotten. Other aspect in the farming, the fourth aspect is diversification of your income streams. You should have dairy, you should have poultry, you should have beekeeping, okay, you should have greens and vegetables, okay, you should have coconut, you should have fruits. Every day's incomes, every 15-day income, every 30th day income, every 6 months income, every year income. We forgot these dynamics. We got into monocultures. That's where the problem started.
How did we get into monocultures?
See, Western philosophy,
Yeah.
so it's very powerful,
Yeah.
okay, of doing big things.
Yeah.
We blindly copied. That's how we started growing wheat acre together, removed all the biodiversity which existed, started growing paddy. It's just monoculture killed us. And slowly then we got into a situation where we got into food shortages. We copied further Western concepts. I'm not saying people who copied it wrong, but they solved a problem which was irrelevant at that point of time.
Yeah.
But we never gave a thought, what will happen now?
It was a short term.
It was a short-term thinking. We measure, what we call SOC, soil organic carbon. It measures how much carbon is there in the soil.
Yeah.
All the lands in India today, soil organic carbon is less than 1%. At 0.5% of soil organic carbon, you declare lands as deserts.
And what was it 100 years ago?
So if you look at, one of the amazing book I've read is Agricultural Testament by a Westerner. His name is Halbert Howard, He documented Indian agricultural practices, of 1800s and 1900s, early 1900s. Beautiful documentation. Soil organic carbon was anywhere between 4 to 6%. Now we have brought it down to this. We kept on giving chemicals, but we never gave the carbon back.
So there's a story to how chemical came, right? I think we had a big famine somewhere in the 80s and 90s. That's when the government started a concept of green revolution, started building all these government factories of producing pesticides.
See, the chemical farming is an interesting background, okay? See, most of the after World War II happened, all the chemicals which were left, what to do?
Okay.
So the concept started from there.
So these were all the chemicals used to make bombs.
Bombs, everything, okay?
Yeah.
They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So from there, we started building, okay, can we apply for agriculture? So then you started seeing immediate yield boosts, okay?
And so the powder which was making bombs, they started putting it into soil.
Soil, okay?
But how is that viable?
No. For example, what are the fundamental characteristics of a soil? Soil needs minimum 16 micronutrients. It needs phosphorus. Okay, it needs nitrogen.
Yeah.
It needs potassium.
Yeah.
All those things are required. They are like major ingredients of your chemical industry.
Yeah.
Okay, of making bombs. Okay, now they started saying plants started giving immediate boost in productivity. So that is when we got into a real industrial farming of giving external chemical inputs. In 50s, lot of documentation exists by 1950s, that the food ecosystem has already died. Okay, Rachel Carlson, she did amazing job. Okay, she documented how the cancer is getting into humans because of use of chemicals. Her work was seminal. Okay, she documented scientific proof that our farming is getting cancer to us. Nobody listened to her. Okay.
What was the name of the book or the paper she wrote?
Okay, it is a series of articles. Series of articles. Then it was clubbed into a book called Silent Spring.
And the author's name is
Rachel Carlson.
Okay.
Amazing work she did. Okay, but we didn't listen. She's an American.
It's the same problem as Big Pharma, right?
Yeah.
The Big Pharma doesn't want generic drugs to come in.
So I don't know about Big Pharma, but I'm saying her work was amazing work.
Yeah.
We didn't listen. Okay. But we were running shortage of food.
Yeah.
Okay. We were importing a lot of food. Our fathers thought, yes, we need to solve that problem. Valid problem.
Yeah.
And of course, they adopted, a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we became food self-sufficient. But over a period of time, what we are seeing, the soil organic carbon, we forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, we saw immediate yield boost. Yes, of course, we survived. But afterwards, what happened? Now you are seeing the farming becoming unprofitable. So coming back to our question, why farming is not profitable? It is extremely dependent on external inputs today.
Yeah.
Without an external input, you can't do farming. That is the root cause of the entire non-viability of farming. You have to cut the external inputs. So you need to teach farmer how to make his own manure in a proper way. You should teach farmer how to diversify his farm. Teach farmer to take care of ecology. Then get the technology and economics will come. We are stretching that kite now, what I told, the 4-dimensional kite.
Yeah.
We are stretching on technology side. We are stretching on economic side. But it is collapsing. It is becoming flat. There is no ecology. There is no diversity. Farms are becoming unviable. So it's a fundamental aspects we forgot how to do farming.
And through Akshayakalpa, you are trying to get these back into a
Exactly.
system.
That's
You're
it.
not innovating. You're just getting back.
Back to there's no need to innovate nothing.
Yeah.
We have been doing that. We need to now prove those models. Yeah. It is doable. For example, Akshayakalpa, the concept of integrating dairy into program, it's very simple. The simplicity is farmer needs money.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't say, it doesn't need money. Yeah. Lead an esoteric life. It's not possible. Okay, need an ascetic life. No, it's not possible. So what we need to do? We need to put money in his hand. So dairy enables daily cash flows. But dairy enables other beautiful thing is dung. Using dung, can we make a manure at a scale?
Yeah.
That's what we are doing in Akshayakalpa. Using that manure, huge soil management program. So unheard of in Indian agriculture scenario. That's what we have done. how to manage soils better. We have pushed soil organic carbon in our farms to 3.5%.
In last 13 years.
Last 13 years. It's a very gradual process. You can't change it overnight. The soil organic carbon is not constant due to action of sun, due to action of microbes, due to action of various environmental aspects. It keeps degrading. You should keep replenishing.
Got it.
So growing, we should learn how to grow cover crops. We should put back as much dung as possible. Make better manure. Make better farming. Avoid as much tilling as possible. So can we get into a lot of horticulture? These are the things which are required to make farming really, really viable.
So today, as every farm at Akshayakalpa, you have 1,200 farms, right? And on average, each of your farm produces 1 lakh rupees of output per month, right? In which the output is made up of dairy is one, which is milk, and on milk you make various products like paneer, ghee, right? Butter, chach, and all these. The second is beekeeping that gives honey. The third is grains also that you allow farmer to grow. Fourth is coconut. Which are the other two?
So we have integrated backyard poultry. It gives us the eggs.
Eggs and meat also?
Yeah, for their own use. We don't sell meat, but we sell eggs. And second thing is greens and vegetables. Tender coconuts. So mushrooms. And dairy. And lot of fruits. We have started a lot of custard apple integration. Custard apple is a very, very hardy plant. Even without rain, it can survive. It's called sitapal in Indian folklore. So that's exactly how we have integrated these farms. But huge tree integration. Amount of tree integration we have done. Is each farm at an average have integrated 2,000 trees in hedges and bunds. So that the cross, when a wind blows, serves as a barrier, and also they are a vertical column of water. We development workers see tree as no need to build dams in our opinion. Keep planting trees. A plant goes up, actually water is going up. 80% of the tree is moisture. So therefore, a tree is a vertical column of water, taking water up. So that's what we are doing in Akshayakalpa.
Got it. So one other topic that I want to cover with you today, right, is daily it's in news that the stubble burning has now made Delhi a smoke chamber in which people are unable to breathe. Even with air purifiers in Delhi, this year 2023, the pollution is so bad, it's at the worst. Every year is getting worse, right? So stubble burning as a concept, right? How did it originate? And are farmers at fault? Is government at fault? And what's the solution?
A beautiful question. Why the stubble burning is, this earlier we discussed a point, a monoculture. So just 100 years back, our farms are extremely diverse. There was no one single crop, at least 4 to 5 crops, 6 crops. And crop residues were animal feed. That's exactly how we worked. There was no need to burn a stubble. So it's a beautiful system existed. Now what we do? We got into monoculture. Now we don't know what to do. Post harvest we don't know. So we need to get the lands ready. Now we burn it. As simple as that. Why you burning is the easiest way to manage the stubble. The government is not recommending to burn. Government is telling a lot of things to farmers. But farmers continue to do it because it's easiest. But this is my personal opinion, it's very easy to blame farmer. But as a state, what are we doing? To change the situation. Other day I was reading some news report in Indian Express. A news report told we have spent around 300 crores in subsidies. To make a tractor, appendix. So where it can help you to mulch, the post-harvest into soil. Integrate that one into soil. We are given 300 crore subsidy for those equipments to be as an attachment to tractors. To farmers. Wonderful initiative. But The report also says that farmers have stopped using it. So my question is why? It comes back to that kite which I was talking. We are focused on technology. We assume giving technology means problems are solved.
Yeah.
It is not. So that's where the problem starts. Technology will never solve a problem. Technology is a tool, to us to do things better.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I would have spent those 300 crores, adopted maybe 300 villages. And I would have demonstrated getting this entire stubble back into the soil, how I am improving soil carbon.
And how would you do it?
No, just chop it and put back to the soil
Okay.
with the same equipment. You gave 300 crore subsidy, perfect. But I'll adopt 300 villages, put 300 demonstration that in those villages, zero burning. We will go deep into extension, farmer outreach program, chop that, and put back to the soil. And soil organic carbon goes up. What is a stubble? Is a carbon. Okay. What is the plant's job? There's a carbon in the air, takes it and puts into our food. Okay. Now we need to put that one back to the soil. And that actually what it does is amazing impact of microbes going up because they will act on the soil organic carbon. And productivity of the land going up. So those are the things we should have been doing. Just rather than pushing the technology, saying that, there's an attachment to a tractor, you buy, I will subsidize it. It will never, ever, ever work. So that's how, some of the programs right now happening in the country, they're driving in a direction where we believe technology will solve everything. It will not. Technology will be a great tool, amazing tool, if we use it properly with a proper extension intervention. When I say extension, it's a farmer outreach program. You go to where the farmer is. Farmer should not come to you. You should go and work within his fields. Ensure these 300 villages will never ever burn stubble and prove that giving the stubble back to the soil has a positive impact on overall farming. Everybody would have adopted in last 10 years. It's a 10 years journey. Overnight we can't solve this problem at all. It's a policy issue. As a policy, are we willing to make a change? It's not about Punjab or Delhi or whatever. It's immaterial. It's true across India. We are a terrible extension nation.
What does that mean?
Extension means a farmer outreach program where a technology expert or a farming expert going into farmer field and working. That culture doesn't exist in India.
And we expect the farmer
to come to us.
To the babus.
Yes, that's the problem. We are spending a lot of money. The government spends a lot of money on agriculture extension. They've got demonstration plots. They've got Krishi Vignana Kendras. They've got KSKs, Krishi Samparka Kendras. So where farmer can go and interact. They have tried to decentralize it. But still we don't go to his field. What is happening in the field? We don't know. The reality is, the farmer doesn't have money. That's the reality, The question is, how are we trying to solve?
Yeah.
We are trying to solve it by doing cash transfers. We are trying to solve it by subsidies.
Yeah.
But not by solving the root cause of that problem. So that's the fundamental crux of the issue.
And today you have 1,200 farms. And you think that, and what I'm able to observe, right, you are able to solve this problem that
yes.
If you are able to give today a farmer 1 lakh rupee of income every month through all the 6 pillars, 6 produces that a farmer is able to make, then the farmer can have enough food for his family, can educate his kids, and probably then marry off their daughter or son, right? These are the only basic things a farmer wants in his life, nothing else.
See, I think, again, we are oversimplifying. So, the power of city lights is very big.
Yeah.
He sees the guy in the city living better life, better access to healthcare, better housing, better travel facilities, better access to technology. He sees all those things, not that he doesn't see. That's the attraction.
Yeah.
What we need to prove is same thing can be done in villages. That's what is required.
Yes.
See, when what happens when you oversimplify the problem?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we will end up solving wrong problem.
Wrong problem.
Okay, so therefore, you need to understand he has got the same desire. He has got the same aspects of a city dweller. It's not much different. But what have we done? Okay, without telling explicitly to the farmer, we are migrating him out of villages. Okay, he migrates out of the villages with less skills than a city dweller.
Yeah.
So when he comes here, his frustrations grow. So he's neither satisfied there, okay, nor he is able to make progress here. That is creating bigger problem. So this is farmer's fundamental problem. Okay, so the question is, how do we solve it?
Yeah.
It requires a great. So you asked what is an extension work. We need to learn to go to farmers and work with their problems rather than superficially understanding those issues and trying to make solutions. Like I told you, technology stretch is too much of a stretch. Okay, economic stretch is too much of a stretch when diversity, okay, and ecology is forgotten.
And you mentioned in our conversation that 30% of Akshayakalpa farmers today they have gone to the city, lived as cab drivers, and now are coming back. Why is that?
See, this is an interesting question you ask. Why is that? All the cab drivers in, say, I only know Bangalore city, to a certain extent Chennai, and to a certain extent Hyderabad, okay, where our market is there. Most of the cab drivers, when you get into a cab, Ola or Uber, or ask them where did they come from. They name the village. So they are the people with whatever little land holding, 1 acre, 2 acre, 3 acres, 5 acres. They have realized it is not viable. So raise some money, get a cab, get into city, drive a cab. They hope to make some money and get back. But that never happens because you know how much money you can make in a cab. Okay. End of the day, when you buy a cab, what is left after paying EMIs at the end of this one? Like after 5 years, if you pay the cab, if you sell, whatever money he makes, that's what is the money he makes. He knows that. Okay. So the question of why, okay, is again, farming is not viable. He is moving out of farming. That's all is an indication. So is it life is better outside? No. But definitely better than farming. At least you can see some monthly income. Farming, that is also not guaranteed. There are a lot of challenges.
Sir, you mentioned about dairy farming, right? It's why such an important part of Akshayakalpa farms, that it gives daily income. Then why are there not many farmers resorting to dairy farming? Why are they not producing more milk, more cheese, more paneer?
See, Siddharth, for all said and done now, we are the biggest milk producer in the world. Okay. We produce more milk than any other country in the world. So therefore, our farmers are producing milk, okay? But it's the most inefficient way of producing milk. At an average, government data says that, okay, 805 kgs is the milk production in 305 days of lactation. When a cow gives birth to a calf, okay, we measure that 305 days she will give milk. So at an average, it is 800 kgs of milk. Okay. And if you take a crossbreed program in the country, government data says this, 1,500 kgs per cow in 305 days. If you take Israel, they do 12,000 kgs in 305 days per cow. US does 10,000 kgs. UK does 8,000 kgs. So you can see the gap, okay, is huge. You can actually a scope for us to do better. But number of cows we have is huge. Animal population is estimated to be around 300 million, okay, to 400 million approximately. Okay. It's a huge population, unproductive. Okay. So that's the biggest challenge. So how do you get that herd to produce more milk? Okay. Same cows. How can you produce more milk? Feeding them better, taking care of them better, looking after them better. Okay. In literal, okay, sense. Okay. That is not happening. That's the reason.
How much is Akshayakalpa cow producing milk?
Akshayakalpa at an average is producing 3,000 kgs in a lactation,
Correct.
almost double the national average. So that's what we have done. Amazing feeding programs we have done, fodder programs we have done, calf rearing programs we have done, and total mixed ration. Okay, how do we do a TMR for dairy animals? 13 years of probably world-class research we have done. Okay, in organic dairy.
But Akshayakalpa is still not equal to Israel or US levels.
No,
Why?
it will take time. So a lot of issues. The germplasm, what we have, what we call as a germplasm, that is genetics of a cow, what we have, is not tuned to produce that amount of milk.
Yeah.
Okay, first problem. Second problem, let us assume genetics exists for time being.
We import some of their cows.
No, that's the secondary, but even the genetics exists. Our feeding practices are very bad. We don't feed the cows properly.
But at Akshayakalpa,
No, we are doing it, but we are still not there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a continuous process. You keep improving the feed and fodder what you are giving to the cow over a period of time. So we also started with 3 kgs of milk per cow per day. Right now, at an average, Akshayakalpa cow produces 10 kgs of milk, okay, per day per cow.
Yeah.
So in 13 years, from 3 to 10, that's a journey.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking what we call as a herd averages. So how do we change that? So to your question, why is it dairy farming profitable?
Yeah.
Okay, let's answer that question. No. Because of these inefficiencies. Dairy farmer in India never makes money. It's a cash flow system for him. He thinks he is making money because it doesn't count his labor. It doesn't count his son's labor. It doesn't count his wife's labor. First problem. Second problem, he produces a lot of fodder in his own farm. He doesn't value it. So therefore, you're feeding cow something.
Yeah.
You're looking after, putting some time, energy to that. You don't count those aspects. You think what is you are getting out of it is a profit. It is not. So that's the reason nobody wants to get into dairy farming in a big way. This is one fundamental problem. Second problem, dairy farming in India is drudgery. Okay, taking care of the cow, tying and tethering and moving, feeding, okay, lifting the dung on the head. There are a host of problems like this where young people don't want to get into farming.
Yeah.
So who is doing dairy farming today? People above 55 years, 60 years. These are the people who are doing dairy farming in India. We like it or not, that's a fact. So therefore, these two problems needs to be solved. That is, economics of a dairy farm, we should see it is working out for farmer. Second thing is, we should make sure we remove a lot of drudgery out of it. Okay, at the dairy farm. If we solve these two, I think young people will start coming in. Economics is working. Okay, I can consider this job as a cool job. I can still work 5-6 hours a day. People don't mind working. So in you come to city also, you need to work 7-8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. But 5-6 hours a day, you can work and still do a good dairy farming. People will come. So to your question, today dairy farming is not profitable, but it can be made profitable. So that's the reason number of animals are going up. The milk is going up. There's not a productivity is not going up. There are challenges.
And there were also cases where because of the injections given to cow, right, to produce more milk, it's causing a havoc in the ecosystem.
See, there are a lot of what you call misinformation here. Okay. Technically, okay, if you really look at in Indian dairy industry in general, so nobody is going to inject an oxytocin to cow to produce more milk.
Yeah.
No farmer is doing it. That's the fact. Oxytocin gets produced when cow gives milk. Without the oxytocin production, she will not let down the milk. That is the nature.
Okay.
But there are other problems in dairy industry. That is where the problem lies. We treat animals with antibiotics. Antibiotics come out in milk that we drink. Then it makes us antibiotic resistant. Fundamental problem.
So this is also contributing to our antibiotic resistance.
Yes. Oh, one of the biggest contributor is this. So the oxytocin injections, what you told, that's not practiced.
Yeah.
Farmers don't practice that. That's not true. But abuse of antibiotics in dairy industry is huge.
And why are these antibiotics used?
So because cow falls sick.
Yeah.
Okay, cow has got mastitis. It's a management problem. You inject antibiotics. If cow has a fever, you give antibiotics. How many times you have fever, you take antibiotics? You don't take, no. You just take a rest for a day.
Yeah.
It will go, maybe a week.
Yeah.
Okay. And if it is a, let me say, viral fever, it doesn't matter what you take. It will take a week or so.
Or a paracetamol that we
Yeah,
take.
whatever, just to remove the. But that doesn't happen. Indiscriminate use of antibiotics. Farmers themselves injecting, extension agents injecting, veterinarians injecting, and there's no control over it. Everything comes down in the milk. That milk is milked, and okay, consumers do take it. Then that is creating one very big problem. Second big problem in Indian dairy industry is, from a quality point of view, aflatoxins. Is most of the cancer today, okay, is aflatoxins.
What is that?
So what is an aflatoxin? Okay, for example, you feed a cow which is with fungus, some fod and feed, which is a fungus. It is an aflatoxin. When cow takes that one in, the aflatoxins come out in milk. Okay, that is a carcinogen. There is the food safety standards guideline on what is the limit of aflatoxin. Most of the milk in the country is above that limit.
Why nobody talks about it?
No, it's not that people don't see. Amazing work FSSAI have done to educate. No, you go to FSSAI website and see how much of literature is there in terms of, not that efforts are not there, okay, but there are challenges. How do you take that one to extension? I told you, same problem as stubble burning. It's not much different. How do you take this one, to farmer, educate him? Feed the way we store. Okay, for example, if you store in a damp corner, you get aflatoxins. How government can control it? You can't.
Yeah.
So therefore, we need to educate farmers. Okay, to get better practices, going, in the dairy industry. It's very, very important. The other aspect, associated with the quality in milk, is our milking practices. One of the most horrible practices, for example, when you milk cows in India, cow dung, cow urine, cow hair gets into milk. That gets filtered, then that gets pasteurized, and it comes to us.
Yeah.
Can we do something about it? Hygienes in the farm is very bad, extremely bad. Okay, so how do we change this? So therefore, there's a capital issue, there's an education issue, there's a health issue. All those things we need to really combine, to make this work, for a farmer and to a consumer. Today, there are no programs in the country like this.
And there is also, I think, misinformation that the buffaloes produce more milk than cows. Buffalo milk is more fat rich than cows.
See, the buffalo, it's an amazing animal. So her feed efficiency, we call it as a feed efficiency. Our feed efficiency is around 2 to 3% better than a cow. For example, if you feed 100 kgs of feed to a cow versus 100 kgs of feed to a buffalo. Buffalo has got 2 to 3%, sometimes 5% better efficient digesting capability.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only difference between both of them. Both the milk has lactose.
Yeah.
Both the milk has fat. There's absolutely no difference. Okay. It's amazing. Both of them are amazing source of protein and energy. So beyond that, rest of the things are myth. Of course, yes, buffalo milk has more fat. Okay. Cow milk has a little bit less fat. But other than that, there's no difference.
The same kind of nutrition.
Yes.
So how do farmers choose whether I want to have cow in my dairy or a buffalo in a dairy?
So it depends. It's the region specific characteristics. For example, in Tiptur area, there are no buffaloes. If you go in and around Hyderabad, it's a buffalo belt. If you go to north of Karnataka, it is a buffalo belt. So wherever we had a very tough environmental conditions, buffaloes were there. More heat is there, buffaloes are there. Less heat is there, cows are there.
Okay.
So this is exactly how the animals got adjusted to agroclimatic conditions. So that we need to really understand. So it is not that, okay, you can breed everything everywhere. It is not possible. So therefore, they slowly adjust, okay, into those conditions, and that areas farmers start seeing that this is responding better. Okay, let me start working with it. That's how it is. So other than agroclimatic region, agroclimatic conditions, there's no other reason for these to exist in different areas.
And in our religion, cow is considered holy, buffalo is not considered holy. Are there any facts to it, or?
See, to be honest, no, okay, if you take a cow as a story, it has been amazing, okay, companion to the man.
Yeah.
From ages, okay. The companionship comes from what? It has been giving us protein.
Yeah.
It has been giving us milk. So that's how the companionship was built.
Yeah.
Okay. When you looked after her, she was called Kamadhenu.
Yeah.
So the relationships should stop there. Associating anything beyond that now is imagination. Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing with buffalo. Okay. Buffalo is also an amazing animal. It has got better digestion capability, of course, very small to this extent. And it can survive in tough conditions. So it can give fat and protein for us. The relation should be like, that's exactly the relationship was built. Okay. How many years of agricultural background we have? 10,000 years of history.
Yeah.
Not beyond that. So therefore, you need not go a lot back, just 10,000 years. We started domesticating animals. One of the first domesticated animal was cows. So that they can give us meat, they could give us, fat and protein. Simple.
And do the farmers, right, in India, prefer buffalo more because they can, after a buffalo has stopped giving milk, they can put it for meat consumption to the butchery industry?
No. So the buffaloes are preferred. See, most milk in India is produced by buffaloes.
Yeah.
It's not by cows. Okay. So we are under wrong impression. Okay. But so this is what the Korean problem wanted to solve. So most of the milk in Europe was from cows. They were able to powder it.
Yeah.
When a buffalo milk, it took them to powder, he couldn't. So therefore, he wanted to solve that problem, powder that milk and give it as a nutrition to our young children. Okay, that's what the great man's history. Okay, is from 50s. Okay. So coming back to the buffalo, this one, buffalo is preferred because she is easy to manage. She can just go out and graze and come. Okay, and she still produces milk. Cows need a lot more care. So that's the only preference. It's not a meat preference.
Okay.
Okay. So farmers know, it's easy to manage. Buffalo is very easy animal to manage. You just leave it and it will come back in the evening.
Got it. And in Indian history, right, was there a time when the dairy farmers were like rich enough? Today they are the poorest of folks, as you mentioned, right? Was there a time back 50, 60 years ago when this was considered, let's say, a profession which you would like to pass to your son?
See, that's what I told, no? Monoculture problem. Dairy farming was not there. Farming was there.
Yes.
Cows are part of farming ecosystem.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a dairy farming 100 years back.
Okay, this is a very new phenomenon then.
Yeah, the dairy, that's what I'm saying. The most of the problems today, why you inject so much antibiotics to cows, they are concentrated. Just 100 years back, cow was part of farming. Beautiful. Each farmer had 1 or 2 cows. Okay, he could take care of his protein requirements, take care of milk requirements. If a little bit surplus was there, he gave it to neighbor.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful system. So then what we thought, by economizing, we stretched it.
So industrialization caused all these problems.
That's exactly the root cause. We stretched the technology aspect, we stretched the economic aspect, forgot the ecology, forgot the diversity. That's a fundamental problem of farming in the country today.
So the Western concept of produce everything at scale,
Scale.
that just destroyed
That's
our ecology.
Exactly the point. Precisely the point, Siddharth. Yeah.
And you mentioned, about that the farming ecosystem for a farmer is just not the farmer who owns the land.
Yes.
It's the workers.
Yes.
And everything is getting today destroyed. Would love your thoughts on that. Why is that happening and how is that happening?
See, if you really look at a relationship now in a village, okay, it's not my commentary what is good or bad, but what is there. Okay, there is a landlord who owns the land.
Yeah.
That landlord gives a gainful employment to people in the village,
Yeah.
so that they are working there. Now, over a period of time, okay, what has happened is this farming, which the landlord was owning that land, is how farming is becoming unviable.
Yeah.
What he did, he stopped farming. My father is a great example. Okay, he educated his son, told become an engineer. He never told me to become a farmer.
Yeah. And how many livelihoods did your father support?
We, at any point of time, 10 people used to work within our family.
Okay.
I remember as a kid, 10 people were there at any point of time, okay, sitting with us, working with us, chit-chatting with us, okay, and cuddling us. All were there. Today, he doesn't do any of it. What happened? Did he sell his land? No, he has not sold his land, but he's not farming.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. So now this relationship is broken. Once a farmer stops farming, the dependent ecosystem gets broken. When a dependent ecosystem gets broken, the problem starts. The people start migrating. It's called nobody told them to migrate,
Yeah.
but they're forcefully migrating now because there's no job. That's the reason villages are becoming deserts. There's no population in villages today. At least most of the villages where we work, 50% of the villages doesn't have a population below 45 years of age. That's where it is.
And this is going worse in the next few years.
Yes, no. I'm saying you can't fault them. Every farmer wants to educate his children out of farming. That's what he's doing. Don't farm. Get educated. Go to city. Get gainful employment. Every farmer says that. Like my father told, every father is saying that today.
And we just want to explore, you are working in 3 states right now. You are working in Andhra,
Yeah.
you are working in Karnataka, you are working in Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
What is your relationship with these governments who want to either partner with you or want to give you money? Or even at national level?
See, this is a funny question, at least in my opinion. Today, okay, when one of the clusters in Tiptur with 1,200 farmers, and second cluster in Changalpattu district of Tamil Nadu, we started in August 2019. Okay, at least the 4 years of work now so far. In 4 years, we have not even procured a liter of milk there.
We not
even procured a liter of milk there.
Okay.
Last 4 years, we have put our hearts out to change farming ecosystem. 4 years, we are able to do 80 farms. That's it.
Okay. Tiptur has 1,200?
1,200. Changalpattu has 80.
Okay.
That's it.
And both are villages or what?
Well, villages. Go to villages. Similar setup. Go to villages, identify the farmer.
And how many villages in each?
Okay, one farmer per village.
Okay.
80 villages now we work in Changalpattu district. All the work what we have done is actually the government's job.
Okay.
What I call as an extension outreach program. Government should not support us. They should do their job, providing services to farmers. Changalpattu district, okay, as like Tiptur, conception rates of cows are so low. When a calf is born, first 5 years of her life, she is not even conceiving. How the farmer will ever make money? It's impossible. So to answer your question, that government has a huge role to play. Veterinary services, para-veterinary services, animal welfare activities, better access to markets, They can do a lot of it. They need not really work with companies, but they can create a platform where companies can build on top of it. But today, what are we doing? Companies like us, we are going on creating that. That is adding additional huge burden on the way we work.
You are creating your own end-to-end ecosystem, right?
Yes.
You're working with the farmers. Your first 3-4 years are just trying to build that ecosystem with the farmer. Then produce comes.
Yes.
And then you're also selling your produce under your own brand name.
Correct.
You're not selling your produce to somebody else.
And so the work starts with setting up a research unit. Changalpattu district as a research unit, Tiptur as a research unit, to learn local farming practices. Each agroclimatic region has a different farming practices. We have to learn that. We just can't go and change anything what we want.
Yeah.
That's the reason the diversity aspects, ecology aspects, they're very critical in farming. We have to fundamentally establish that. That takes time. That's what we are doing.
So, and combine how many villages you are in today? Both the regions?
Both the regions put around 1,300 villages. We are there now today.
And each village one farm.
One farmer, that's it.
And do you want to expand that, or you want to take more villages into your?
No. So we want to add, we will want to continue the same mission, identifying one farmer per village. We want to continue to do that. Over a period of last 13 years, we have built a pipeline of around 1,500 farmers more in 1,500 villages.
Okay.
But slowly we are adding them. But we want to be very gradual. Okay, no, what you call decisions which actually upsets, farmer economics. We want to be very, very gradual
But
and
let's
slow.
say if you make one farmer rich and the other farmer are poor, then are they looking up to that farmer, or are they envious of that farmer and you?
No. So what we have seen wherever we have done intervention, they have become a focal point in the village. A lot of people come and seek. For example, what has happened, once we go to a village and set up a dairy unit, a lot of people are copying that, what are the dairy practices.
Yeah.
That's what we want. They need not give milk to us. I am perfectly fine. They are copying those practices. That is the whole purpose what we are trying to do. Go to a village, set up a model. Everybody will copy because it is working. That's exactly what it is.
And I think earlier it would have taken a lot of time for you to convince farmers to work your way. Now it would be more inbound for you.
Correct. First 6 years, it was a big struggle. First 6 years of our existence, it was a very big struggle. We didn't understand how to feed a dairy animal in an organic way. Okay. So then we learned around 2016 or so, we learned how to make TMR, total mixed ration. And we started, experimenting with a lot of local fodders. To remove concentrate feeding systems out of cows, it took time. To grow grasses, it took time.
Yeah.
Okay, and so therefore, 2016 we used to just handle 2,000 liters of milk. 6 years, we just would produce only 2,000 liters per day. So today we handle around 90,000 liters of milk.
Okay.
So the change happened. Okay, but first 6 years was a big struggle.
One thing which I want to touch upon, I think, which we haven't discussed, is the increase of lactose intolerance in India. Why is it happening?
See, that again is a lot of misconceptions around lactose intolerance, okay? You ask it, why lactose intolerance? What is lactose? Lactose is an energy, okay? So, in our gut, the lactase enzyme exists by design. So, what happened to lactase enzyme? If you're not able to digest lactose, which is there in our gut, so lactose enzyme, what happened to that lactase enzyme? Our food practices directly leading to our lactose intolerance. So that is very, very clear.
It's not linked to the milk production.
It is not linked to milk production at all. The way we are leading our lives is what is creating lactose intolerance. By design, we have a lactase enzyme. Okay, it can be revived. Okay, it can be easily revived.
How does that happen?
No, we have to take small quantities of milk. Okay, kill most of external food eating. Start cooking at your home. All the problems will get solved. So that's one problem. The second aspect is, how do we consume dairy? Itself is very, very important. Okay, dairy is the cheapest source of protein known to human.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest.
Even cheaper than meat?
Yes, cheaper than meat. Okay, so Therefore, it is imperative that we use that resource.
Yeah.
You know, what is the beauty of a cow? Cow eats something which is useless to us,
Yeah.
that is grasses. We can't eat grasses.
Yeah.
Therefore, it produces fat and protein.
Yeah.
So therefore, we better mind our food practices, get out of lactose intolerance. And also it's growing. There is no empirical data. A lot of people say it is growing. Some of it is driven by, let me say, assumptions on what is lactose intolerance. Okay, and a lot of people say adults don't need milk, need not be drink. No, it's very much important. Building your bones is a continuous activity. Okay, it has got amazing source of calcium, amazing source of energy. And that lactose is a slow release of energy. Can you believe it? We are willing to take sugar,
Yeah.
okay, but we are not willing to take lactose because it releases slowly over a period of time. That's the beauty of milk.
And now people are resorting to other kinds of milk, like almond milk and soy milk.
Yes.
Milk.
It's a valid source of milk, okay? But you look at the protein composition of a plant-based diet, okay, and a cow milk. There's no comparison. See the cost. 1 liter of almond milk is 250 rupees to 300 rupees in the market.
Yeah.
1 liter you get at 70 rupees in market milk.
Yeah.
You compare. Protein profile is 50% better than the almond milk or a oat milk. So oat milk is important. Almond milk is important. I'm not saying it is not. But you compare.
Yeah.
So then you make a objective decision rather than, taking a call on, dairy is bad.
And the other thing is the practices of how dairy is transported. Now it comes in plastic. Is it good? Because a lot of, I think, plastic gets mixed while transporting.
It is not. See, the packing material is fairly safe. Okay, it's a food safe packing material. But after consumer using it, what are we do with that pack is important. Can we collect that one, responsibly recycle it? That is critical. I don't think milk packing is getting into any food. No, material is fairly safe, but once a consumer uses, you should learn to collect that one back, recycle it rather than sending it to landfills.
The last thing that I want to discuss with you is organic versus inorganic farming. Historically, there was no concept of organic farming. It was all there was zero pesticides in the food that we produce, and the manure was natural, cow dung, and what you mentioned, right? Slowly and steadily, we started pesticides, and almost 90% of the food produced in India is because of pesticides, right? And that is leading to the concept of now can we go back to organic farming, which is nothing. Organic is just pesticide free, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. So
Yeah. So, Siddhartha, there are two aspects we are talking here, okay? In a typical farming practice, let me say conventional, I will call it as a conventional in the lack of better word, okay? To grow, food, you need, nitrogen, you need phosphorus, you need ammonia-based this one, and you need, 16 micronutrients, in very small quantities. The question is, how do you get that one to the plant? Defines, what is organic or what is conventional or inorganic, That's the fundamental difference, In an organic ecosystem, you believe microbes do the job. You believe nature can do the job for me.
yeah,
But what you can do as a farmer to support those microbes is what is organic farming is all about.
okay,
So in a conventional, or a inorganic method is, hey, plants need nutrition to grow. Which chemical factory can produce it? Let me dump that one. So over a period of time, what happens is, there's nothing like right or wrong. But over a period of time, what we have seen is a conventional farming, what you call as inorganic farming, has systematically destroyed our soils. Soils are becoming more saline. or extremely acidic, where plant growth is not possible without further use of chemicals. While the organic production systems continues to develop the soil, water holding capacity goes up, microbial load goes up, okay, and diversity in the farm goes up. This is the only two differences I can say between a conventional system and an organic system.
Do these fertilizer and pesticides, they kill the microbes in the soil?
Yes. For example, Roundup. If a Roundup can kill a plant, it will kill anything.
What is Roundup?
Interesting. So let me say when you grow a crop,
Yeah.
what happens? A lot of weeds come.
Yeah.
To remove weeds, what you do? You go and remove the weeds manually.
Yeah.
So now, our technological innovation says that you need not take a spray and spray, all the weeds will die. Okay, to do that, you know what? You buy the seeds from me, which can withstand Roundup spray. Okay, to give one more example, let me say, if I take a maize seeds, from company XYZ, I don't know the name, and that company tells you, what is the spray they should use to remove weeds. So now the maize, whatever you're growing, now it is resistant to that spray.
Yeah.
So therefore, what the company has built an amazing business model. They will give you the seeds, they will give you the spray.
Yeah.
Okay, they will give you the weedicide. Roundup is a weedicide, or a herbicide, what we call. You just spray, everything get destroyed. So therefore, over a period of time, the soil becomes bereft of any organic matter, becomes bereft of microbes.
And today, how much of the country today in India is doing inorganic versus organic farming?
Around 2% of the country is under organic cultivation right now. There are various statistics. Some statistics do say it's around 5% to 8%. Some statistics say it is 2%. But I tend to believe the 2% part of it.
And do you see in 20 years that percentage to improve substantially?
Yes. This can only improve. Only it can improve if consumers can come forward. If the consumers are not coming forward, nobody will make a switch.
And let's say if consumers can say, I'm ready to pay a higher price for organic, that's the only way to do it?
No. Price, that's what I'm trying to say. We tend to, trivialize, a lot of things in farming. We trivialize around price. It is not correct. You have to really look at holistically. Your ecosystem is better. You are getting a good health. Your biodiversity is better. Good soils. Good next generation. For that one, you pay cost. So that's exactly how it needs to be really looked at. So consumers should come forward and holistically support farming. And they should start questioning, where is my food coming from? Who is producing it? At what cost it was produced? How it was produced? How profitable that production is? Consumers should ask these questions. Once you start asking these questions, companies will fall in line. If you take Akshayakalpa, why are we doing this? Because consumers are asking us. Not the other way around.
Yeah.
Around 150,000 consumers take our products every day. In 3 cities. They are asking us these questions.
In Chennai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad.
Yes. And they're asking us these questions. Fundamental questions. And last 1 year in Tiptur, we have got 10,000 consumers visit farmers. That's the movement we need.
Yeah.
We need movement of consumers going and seeing where the food is coming from. Validate it. Then companies will wake up. Or else it is the dead end of farming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been such a pleasure hosting you.